Hi, I'm Philip from spamarketing.com, and I'm here with Gael Wood from Massage and Spa Success. We're going to talk about some of the marketing that Gail has done over her time in the massage business and some of the do's and don'ts of marketing.
And we're gonna take a little walk down memory lane. I found some of my old stuff here, and one thing I always like to say about marketing is there's no like list of things that's definitely going to work, and if you just do these 5 things, you'll for sure get all the clients you need. For each business and each business owner, there's going to be different things that you kind of want to find that intersection between things that work and things that you don't hate doing or even like doing. So, or, there's the outsourcing option as well. And I've done, kind of a mix of things over the years. So one thing that I think is highly, highly underrated right now is print.
Agreed.
Because
totally agreed.
if you are doing print today, you're probably going to be the only one doing it.
Yep.
And I think that can really stand out.
I agree. People come to us a lot because we do digital marketing, and they think digital marketing is a button you press and you get clients.
Right.
And it works really well. Obviously, if you've got the right company doing it, it works really well. But print, I think, is underrated, and I think doing it in complement, even if you've hired a company, why not do the extra stuff? That's why when you were talking about these brochures from your time in business, I was so interested in this, and I said, let's dive into this a little bit, see the early stuff.
And one thing I say too is like when I ordered these, I'm not sure what the price would be today, but on Canva.com does print and we'll mail it right to your house. Their prices are so good right now. I don't know if it's just because they're just getting started with it, but I paid about a penny a piece for these. So even if you're doing digital marketing, and your people are seeing that, well, what if they're also seeing your stuff all over town?
Yeah, it can be synergistic where actually if you put them together, it's better than, what's the expression go? It says it's the sum of the parts is more than the I don't know how that expression
the
goes.
whole?
Yeah, something like this, where when you add two and two together, it becomes 5, not 4, because people are seeing your brochure in the coffee shop, or something like that, and then they're opening their phone while they're in the coffee shop and seeing your ad. That's synergistic, right?
And I think it kind of makes, people kind of be like, oh wow, they're a real legit business, or I'm going to look into that more.
Totally.
I think it does really all work together. But so this was my very first brochure ever. I would never pick this picture today.
Why did you pick that picture?
Actually, the owner of the bed and breakfast picked it.
I see.
She thought it looked like me. And it kind of went with the theme of the, old bed and breakfast vibe. So it was fine for what we used it for. But this was in all of the rooms when people checked in. And I love looking back at the prices. $40 per hour. To me, though, that was big money.
Right.
That was 30 years ago. So
what were you making when you worked at the bed and breakfast before you were a massage therapist there?
So hourly, I made around $9 an hour.
So it's like...
Yeah, so it was 4 times.
4 times, yeah.
Yeah.
That's serious.
And I loved this. I got this from one of my instructors in massage school, and I've used it throughout my marketing. It says, massage is done on a large, comfortable table. Sheets and towels for draping and warmth and privacy are provided.
Nice.
And your choice of music and oils is available. And because we were talking in one of our earlier videos about how people like to know what to expect.
For sure.
And so I just liked having that little blurb in there to just kind of
it's great.
paint that picture for people. And then the next one was when my client told me, so I did something similar to this when I started my own business, but even without the picture. It was just like words.
Information.
Yeah. And he was like, Gail, that is not working. It's terrible. Can I help you? And I said, yes, please.
Right.
So then we got this one, which, it's got 2 different pictures, and those are us.
Oh, very cool.
Working
very
on
cool.
people, and this is myself and my 2 business partners at the time. And I really think this works because people want to see who is going to be massaging them. And it just kind of starts to build that trust factor. Like, okay, these people don't look, crazy or weird, or,
For sure.
people just like to see.
Humans like the face. They like to understand who they're going to be talking to and who they're dealing with. It's like a natural human thing to love that, to see it and to feel a sense of like welcome and trust and these sorts of things.
Yeah, and we have on our little company shirts with our logos.
So
and then on the back, it's much more eye-catching the way he laid it out and put all the information on there. And it says, our big call us today, and our little map.
The map
We
is
used to have to put a map on everything so people could find us right across from the Holiday Inn.
Do you know, I still think a map is really important, and I think it's important for a couple of reasons. I mean, the biggest reason is that people want to know that you're local.
Yeah.
They just want to know that it's not some big multinational conglomerate, that they're, if they want to find the multinational franchise massage place, they know where to find that, right?
Yeah.
When they're looking for something local, the map signifies immediately, like, hi, this is marketing material that was made for your area. It wasn't printed in some warehouse in some state, 5 states over, and then shipped all across the country. It was made for this spot specifically.
Yeah, and people can get a quick idea. They don't have to type it in their phone to see how many miles away it is. They can get a quick idea. And then just over time, we did a few different versions and upgraded things, added facials and skincare treatments.
Right.
So,
but still the basic tenets, right? Like you still have photos of the therapists for the trust aspect, and then the map, which my eyes always go to a map. I don't know if that's just me or if it's just like, oh, that's only 3 blocks from where I, go to the bank or whatever it is. I always just go to that. You get your website, your call out. It's amazing.
And then this one I did a little more generic because I was thinking that I might want to sell the business at some point.
Right.
So I wanted something that new owners could come in
Smart.
and use. So this one's a little more generic looking. But another thing that we did was our refrigerator magnets. So I took these around to all the vacation rental companies and I just said, would you put these in your units for your guests? And most people just said yes. And then the other thing I would do is let them know that their employees of their company could have 15% off of our services as just a little thank you for helping us out. And very few people took us up on that. So I would say don't be scared of making offers like that. I think it's very rare that people take advantage or overdo stuff like that. And if they do, you can always set a limit or go back and clarify something.
It's about getting in front of people more than anything, like having that excuse to get in front of people.
Yeah. And then because I had so much marketing out locally, Western North Carolina Magazine did a full-page feature on my business.
So cool.
That I didn't even know they were doing, but I was kind of everywhere.
So you didn't know that they were doing it, and you mentioned earlier they just came and dropped off magazines.
Box of magazines got delivered to my business, and I opened it up and looked through it, and I was like, "That's us. We're in here."
That's
and this is a magazine that's sold all over the whole state.
Wow.
So, and then the last thing I have in here, I wrote up a little Christmas shopping guide for. This was a bit later. I had a little office in a chiropractor's.
Cool.
And I joined the town business association.
Right.
And I wrote up a little Christmas shopping guide for our little town, which that town literally had one stoplight. So, like, what's in here? The Radio Shack.
Radio Shack, nice.
A hair salon, some restaurants. But I was like, you can go, I just thought it would be fun. Well, somebody took that and took it down to the paper and didn't even tell me. And then it was a whole local shopping guide that got published in the paper, and it featured my massage business because I wrote it.
It's amazing to see this. And so this is December
That's
2010.
Yeah.
And it's earned media. Now, this is something that most massage businesses never try to get. But we all know about earned media, right? We all go to the restaurant where the Italian restaurant has the, top 10 in Cincinnati, or, so-and-so, one of the guys that go, the foodies that travel around, ate here on this day, or, a news article about 40 years in business. Restaurants do this, they all do it. Like, they're all trying to get that earned media. And I think it's actually probably underrated. There's interesting stories that you have, I'm sure, on a day-to-day, and there's other businesses that you're supporting and stuff, and like, here you've got two pieces that you didn't even expect, and yeah, it's so cool.
And I definitely think, stuff like this can be easier in a small town.
Sure.
But in bigger cities, there might be neighborhood papers that come out,
Right.
or things like that are even for a smaller area of a bigger city.
Yeah.
So.
And it all ties into this shop local. People want to shop local. They want to support somebody who is in their lives, and I think we can all do a better job of tapping into that, because it's amazing when you get that going.
So this is stuff that was a lot of fun and that worked. I also did things over the years that did not work. One year I decided to advertise on golf scorecards.
Okay.
And so I don't know if they have these anymore. I don't play golf. But when you go play golf, you'd get your scorecard and they would have ads on it. I think I paid $500 or $1,000 to be on the scorecards one season, and I think I might have gotten 2 clients.
Well, as long as they came 20 times each year.
Yeah, that one seemed like, and then I did a television ad.
Oh, cool.
Oh, thank God there's no archive of this. I was not comfortable on video at that point.
Wow.
First, it was terrible. And it brought in nothing.
Wow.
Nothing. It was on a local tourist channel, and I just thought it was going to be the answer of answers. And so that's why and it was a huge commitment. Like, I had to pay for, I think, 6 or 12 months. And I ended up having to make payments to that company after the ads were done. And so, that's why I would always recommend test and go into something new, not at the biggest level available. I got a little overly confident because I did have so much success with my marketing. So I just thought, anything I do is going to work. And that's not true. So there's experimentation. And that's what you were saying with what you do. You have to test the market.
Yes. And you have to look at what signal you are looking for, right? Like, is it people that are aware about your business? I think a lot of people think of marketing in terms of what I would more call a branding. Like when Toyota runs an ad to you, they're not actually expecting that you're going to log online and buy a Toyota because you saw that ad right then, right?
Yeah.
So that type of marketing is really hard, right? And that, TV, probably a whole bunch of people knew about you.
Yeah.
Probably a whole bunch of people were also reminded, I haven't seen my own massage therapist in a while, and they texted their own massage therapist. But you have to look at what metrics you're looking at. One thing that a guy told me, one of our clients told me, is he got a big vehicle wrap, and he spent a lot of money on his vehicle wrap. And then he said to me something that really stuck to me. He said, I realized that I've never bought anything off of a vehicle that had a vehicle wrap. So why did I expect all of these people to just see my vehicle wrap and come to me?
Yeah.
So he's like, I've never bought anything. And so, I've had a lot of people that have told me they did the back of the receipt. At grocery stores, you can be advertised in the back of the receipt, and they'll often tell me that it didn't work. I'm sure it works for some people, but they'll often tell me it didn't work, and I'll ask them, have you ever bought anything off the back of her receipt? Have you even looked at the other advertising on the back of her receipt? And the answer is like always no. So as a consumer, you've got the base case of you
Yeah.
to start with,
Yeah.
right? You know what's catching your eye, and to duplicate that backwards is like the starting spot. That can lead to some biases though, right?
Yeah.
But it's very interesting to hear about
I
that.
do think often though, like our ideal clients have similarities to
For sure.
us.
Yeah.
So
I think that's right. I think
Yeah.
There's clients we see, sometimes I'll reach out to somebody and I'll say, tell me about, Terry here. She's come in 40 times to see you. What is it? And I'll get, oh, she's got this, she got this, she got this, she got this. And then they'll say, and she has a dog that's the same kind of dog as mine. And so we instantly hit it off. And that I know
Yeah.
that I've gotten to something there, that a lot of people I think would discount, where it's like, oh, well, she's got the same kind of dog, but I'm also meeting her needs as a massage therapist. But that instant
yeah, that's just
ignition
a connection.
happens.
Yeah, that connection is super important. The other thing, though, I want to mention real quick too is with print. If you've got these out around town, people are gonna stick that in their bag and go back to it, and that's one thing I really like about it.
Yeah.
I had somebody in one of my classes once say that she had a guy bring in a business card that she knew she had not printed in like 8 years.
Wow.
And he was like, oh, I finally need a massage. And then he called her up off that business card.
Wow.
So you just never know, like, stuff works at different levels. Like
Totally.
sometimes it's that branding level and brand recognition.
Totally.
And so sometimes we think it's not working, but we're still building our brand recognition,
Yeah.
our reputation in town, things like that.
Yeah, it's super important. The realtors are actually really good at this. Like they do not that, some of that stuff can go a little bit, far in certain directions, but they do those, like the magnets like you have.
Yeah.
That's a common thing for realtors where it might be 10 years before you call them, but that fridge magnet, sun faded, it's old,
Yeah.
but it's still on the fridge.
Yeah. And I mean, real estate agents have to play the really long game, because how often do you sell your house?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, as long as you're measuring the metrics properly and understand what you're going for, then the path should be there. But,
Yeah.
Well, it's super cool. I'm thankful for the walk down memory lane, and it's just so fun to see things like that.
Yeah. Thanks for joining me. It's fun to do.